Tonight you're going to experience something that you don't get to see or feel every day. For some, tonight's going to be a time where you're going to feel something that you've never felt before. Tonight we get to be part of a transformation that can only happen when hope, opportunity, compassion, and accountability come together. It's like a convergence, a collaboration of those four things. You know, separately, those are all really good things, but when you combine them in one place, under one mission, in one purposeful and meaningful way, they transform. We don't get to be part of this every day. This is your first one, you know, I hope you brought a box of Kleenex.
Hi, my name is Jen Kenny, and I'm a solutionizer. And this is my story. I grew up feeling unwanted and unworthy of love. I had a constant feeling of always wanting to be good so I would be loved. So naturally, I hung on to every moment where I felt loved and cared for. I now know that I learned to be overly friendly and not set boundaries just so I would be liked. Codependency at its finest. For years, I let my emotions take the best of me and allowed myself to be in bad relationships. At 24, I got pregnant and married a Marine. I had a beautiful baby boy named Brian. While our marriage was full of abuse and anger, I stayed for 5 years because I thought we were supposed to be a family. I thought we would get through this and be better for it. My thoughts were wrong, and it only got more frequent and worse. I finally grew the courage to leave when my son was 4 and started showing anger towards me. I wanted better for my son. I was a struggling single mother for years with a relationship here and there. Nothing lasted for more than 6 months. This and my failed marriage played more into my feelings of feeling unwanted and unworthy of love. I then met my husband. He had just gotten out of prison 2 months before we met. I believed in giving people second chances, thirds, and fourths. It's that codependency kicking in. After dating for about 6 months, he relapsed on heroin. Of course, I wanted to help him. I loved him, and he loved me. From there on, it was nothing but lies, deceit, and active addiction. I was depressed watching my husband go down, losing weight, losing every job he got, and starting to lose everything we'd worked so hard for. I gained a lot of weight in my depression. My weight and depression is a constant battle for me. I got so desperate for his love and attention that after fighting with him for over drugs and bills for 3 years that I joined in. I started doing meth at 37 years old. I kept telling myself that it was just to help me lose weight. It's just like diet pills. 6 months later, we had lost everything. We were living in motel rooms trying to get my son to school. He was 12 at the time. On October 16, 2013, my husband was arrested with my son in the car. They took my son. I was so devastated. I almost killed myself that night. Something told me not to. I was scared and desperate. I flushed all the drugs down the toilet and reached out to old friends. They took me in and helped me. They became my son's foster parents since I don't have family in the area. I got myself into rehab and completed it in 7 months. While in rehab, I was doing what it took to get my son back from CPS. Unfortunately, he couldn't join me at the rehab. He was too old. Another resident had told me about a place called Solutions for Change. I got really excited, called and put myself on the waiting list right away. On May 12, 2014, I got the best news. I got the call from Miss Maggie to come to Solutions the next day. May 13th, I became a resident at Solutions for Change. I did everything asked of me. I was so happy to be somewhere where my son and I can be together. 3 weeks later, the judge bypassed my 60-day trial and gave me placement of my son. On September 8th, my CPS case was closed. I have my son, and we have a place to call home. I have a sponsor. I work 12 steps. I go to a lot of meetings, and I have a commitment. I have a job. I work for Solutions. I recently served my ex with divorce papers. I'm in a good place emotionally. I have no doubt that I would not be where I am at in life without the help of Solutions. Knowing that I have a place for my son and the help to start fresh is a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. I know whatever it is that I am or need to go through, the staff is there for me and my son, willing to do what it takes to help us. I love the Solutions for Change and everything they stand for and the things that they do for their residents as well as the community. I want to give a special thank you to Chris and Tammy and all the Solutions staff. If it wasn't for your big hearts, a lot of us wouldn't be here today. I also want to give a big thank you to my son. Thank you for believing in me and being by my side. I'm so proud of the man you are becoming. I love you more than a dirt bike.